Hello, welcome back. If this is your first time here, my name is Sandy Place. Thank you for visiting my channel. And today it's super exciting because it is the first of my series, In Your Face with Sandy Place. So if you're interested in this, grab a xoxo or a drink, iced coffee, whatever it is you want to drink, and just keep on watching. I recently noticed that there are about 5 things that are perfectly normal to the majority of people, but they are things that I don't think I would ever do. And this begins my segment of In Your Face with Sandy Place because it is unfiltered. It is possibly offensive. So, warning, if you are easily offended, if you don't have a sense of humor, if you just don't like me, stop watching now. This is your warning. And I am gonna get started with number 1, EDC. I just personally don't like the heat. I don't like being sweaty. I don't want a bunch of strangers that are partially naked rubbing up next to me or on me or pushing on me to dance. It just doesn't sound like a good time. I don't think I would like it. Sorry guys, if you're into EDC, all the power to you. Another thing about raves is that I've noticed is, why do you have to be naked? Like, why do you have to wear these tiny little thingies and jump, like you're jumping around? So if I was jumping around, I had little pasties on, I feel like that would just be really, why? I don't get it. I don't get the trend. I don't get it. I don't get why it's attractive or fun. Like, why it would make people, I don't get why people spend so much money on it. I would rather pay a ton of money and go to Stagecoach and wear clothes like shorts than, say, go to EDC and wear pasties and highlighter underwear. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the idea of going to Coachella. I'll probably go to Coachella, but I won't wear weird clothes. I might do like a fake tattoo, you know. I might wear a fanny pack. I don't know, maybe I'm just not the festival type. Number 2, I am terrified of heights, and I see all the time the coolest pictures and videos of people skydiving, cliff jumping, and I could never do it, like bungee jumping. I mean, the pictures and the videos are epic, trust me. I see the appeal of why people would want to do that, but I'm terrified of heights. Like, I'm gonna tell you something embarrassing. When I was helping my stepdad hang some stuff, I climbed up the ladder, and then I looked down and was too afraid to climb back down. Literally too afraid to climb back down off a ladder. That's how afraid of heights I am, and that's not even that high. I just don't like being off the ground. So the thought of jumping out of a perfectly good airplane just sounds absurd, absolutely wild. I would literally never do it. I just know I would probably die mid-air. I don't think you would have to sedate me. I would never do it. Number 3, onions. I feel like I don't understand how humans like onions. I went on a date and this guy had onions in his meal, and I looked at him and I'm like, how? Like, how could you just happily eat onions? And I looked at him and I said, I hate onions. I don't think there's anything in the world that I hate more than onions. And he was like, give me yours. I'll eat them. It's just disgusting. Aaron, if you're listening, that was you. That was your shout out. Onions, disgusting. Ugh. And the hatred for onions goes so deep that this one time I was out with a friend and there was a dried piece of onion on my fork. And I asked the waitress if she could bring me a brand new fork because I can't have anything the onions touch. I don't want to smell them. I don't want to be around them. I just hate them. I hate onions. I never plan to eat them, ever. And I know that's a weird one, but I feel like it's a normal thing. People normally do these things. They normally eat onions, and it's disgusting. Anyway, I hope I didn't offend anybody. Number 4. Now, I feel like this is something that's uber trendy, and it's haunted stuff like Ouija boards, haunted houses, you know, let's do a seance, let's call spirits into the house. No, freaking no. Like, who? Why? It's absolutely wild. Like, I will never mess with that stuff. Like, I saw those movies. What was it? Paranormal Activity. I saw that. Had nightmares. Anytime I'd hear a noise at like 3 o'clock, I'm like, that's it. I did something to like invite these spirits here. No. My cousin and his wife love to watch Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters or something. Terrifying. Even if it's fake, I don't care. I don't care if those shows are fake. I don't even like watching them. They literally scare me. Especially Ghost Adventures, if that's what it's called. It was so scary. I remember I started watching Sabrina, the new Sabrina that just came out. I couldn't even get through like the first episode because it was too much. It was too much witchcraft. Not into that. And I feel like it's so trendy. It's like in every show there's some sort of like witchcraft in it. Like, oh, let's do a seance. Like, I can't, even when I watch Vanderpump Rules, the girls are like, let's light a candle, and well, no, I don't want to do it. So I just think it's the craziest thing. I actually really believe in that stuff. So that's just not something that I'll ever play around with. No way. Number 5. Okay, so number 5, I feel like I'm saying right now that I won't do it. But if I ever do it, I will personally come back on here and say I ended up doing it. But number 5 is caving. Now, I know Utah, maybe Colorado, they have these caves, like in the canyons, where you can like go hiking and it's like gorgeous, but they have these little caves that you can just like hike in, and they're all covered, and then the deeper you go, the more enclosed they get. And I'm low-key claustrophobic, so the thought of crawling through a tiny space scares me beyond belief. And I watched, like, I've seen movies like 127 Hours. That guy was jumping into these caves and canyons, had to cut off his own arm. It's wild. And I have some really good friends who are super adventurous, and I see them doing all these wild things, and my cousin would probably do it, my cousin Jackie, and honestly, never, literally never would I ever do that, caving. Like, there was this YouTube video that I watched where this guy and his brother were caving, and they were crawling through these caves in Utah. Oh, it's killing me to talk about it. The spirits, they're coming for me. I'm just kidding. So there was this video that I saw on YouTube, and it was these two brothers, and they're caving, and they're crawling into these caves. And I forget what this tunnel was called, but I think it was called like the birth canal or something. And it was so thin like this, and he was trying to find it. I think it was called the birth canal. I could be totally wrong, and that could be totally inappropriate, but I think that's what it was called. And so he's caving, going in, crawling, has a head flashlight on, and he sees this little like hole, and he thinks this has got to be it. It's so tight, like, let me crawl in this like small little hole. And he goes and starts crawling in, climbs down. It's like it goes up like this, and then it goes down and then up and then down, and it stops. So he's crawling, gets there, comes to the top, and then slips head first. And he's got I don't know if he had his arms down or if he had his arms up. I can't remember. But he gets stuck. And he's like calling for his brother to like help him get out, so that, because he's stuck, he's like, hey man, like I'm stuck, like I can't keep, and he thinks that that's the canal, so he starts wiggling even more. Instead of stopping initially when he felt like I can't go, he wiggled further down. And long story short, rescuers, whatever, could not get him out. They had to leave him there. He died, obviously, left his body there, and they sealed the cave so that people wouldn't go in there. It's literally one of my biggest nightmares. Or like the movie 127 Hours, cut your own arm off. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I'm strong enough to cut off a limb. But you never know until you're put into that position. What if I do? What if I'm put in that position and I'm like, it's like Saw, you know? Do you want to live? Do you not? Well, that was it, guys. That's all you get. That's my 5 things of In Your Face with Sandy Place. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe.